wrong, they will have a doctrine with the generals to go ahead and pull the trigger and launch a full-out nuclear war. And where are your glitterbug preachers teaching faith-based initiative, state-run media, clergy response team, state-run biblical doctrine, unbiblical doctrine? Where are all you guys going to be when this happens? And you don't get the golden parachute, you don't get raptured out of here up to the Enterprise. All you glitter bugs busy, out there. And I'm speaking about the so-called Christians of this country who aren't protesting the abortuaries, who aren't protesting the open borders, who aren't protesting all the tyranny and corruption. You just go hide in your churches and then secretly get government walking orders, marching orders, and spew garbage at your mindless flocks. You are literal devils, red devils in the pulpits, and you know it. Every time I see you, all of you, I want to throw up. You will lose everything because of your cowardice, and God does not know you. I just want to say that. It's obvious. Look at the fruits of what you do. Look at how the churches have turned this country over. And instead, they'll just have street preachers obnoxiously screaming at people downtown. I was down on South Congress last night eating dinner, and there were these super obnoxious street preachers just screaming at people, walking out of restaurants at 8 o'clock at night like we were devil worshipers, just totally turning everybody off. I mean, you can just see how the devil wrote this script. I'm sorry, let me move on here. Russian general demands preemptive nuclear strike doctrine against NATO. We're going to get into that today. Pretty big deal. Just can't believe it. Meanwhile, ISIS to the rescue. This is up on Infowars.com, a Tony Cartalucci article from Land Destroyer. Amid NATO's failures in Ukraine, America's terrorist mercenaries threaten war with Russia. I would say the globalist mercenaries. But sure, I mean, the globalists run our country, so you can say, I guess, America. And now they've put out press releases and announcements that they're going to be attacking Russia now. Isn't that interesting? ISIS is going to attack Russia now. They're not attacking the U.S. or Israel yet, though they've said they will hit America when they're done. And have had ISIS flags posted outside the White House and at public events. And clearly, folks, there are ISIS sympathizers in this country. Shia Islam is 80%, and a good 15% of that, so we're talking around 10% of total Islam, is Wahhabist, absolute demon preachers who are murdering Muslims everywhere that dare let their girls go to school or don't make them wear bags over their heads or don't make them, be sexually mutilated. And this is Saudi Arabia's group taking over the world, and now they've announced they're going to attack Russia. You can go read the quotes. So there you go. I mean, look at who we're aligned with on every front. ISIS attacking Syria, ISIS attacking Russia. Truly disgusting. And speaking of ISIS, when we come back from break, the video is up at Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. Cinematically, it's probably one of the best produced videos we've ever put out. And it just gives you a little flavor of what you're going to be seeing across the board from here on out in filmmaking, you name it, as we gear up and get more filmmakers, more editors, and more crew, thanks to all of your support out there. Spreading the word about the broadcast, buying the high-quality products at InfoWarsStore.com. 97% of it goes right back into this operation to battle the globalists toe-to-toe. And you can go to the site, man crosses U.S. border dressed as ISIS terrorist, simulates beheading. Now, James O'Keefe did this about a month ago, dressed as Osama bin Laden. We went down to El Paso, literally a mile from the city, about 2 miles from downtown, by a park with Juarez right across the 30-foot river that's about a foot deep. We have video of Joe Biggs walking across, dressed as a jihadi with the big ISIS, it's really an Al-Qaeda flag, and with a sword with a severed head. Simulated, plastic, rubber, simulated, cut-off head. Just to illustrate, our border is wide open. And not out in the middle of nowhere in Arizona, right here in Texas. And we got a border sheriff saying the feds have told him and confirmed ISIS is preparing to attack.
The human body is extraordinary. Despite all the stresses we inflict upon it, it still works hard to stay in balance. Thousands upon thousands of people rely upon Heart and Body Extract to help their body stay balanced. This excellent 100% natural herbal formula helps maintain healthy blood pressure levels, cleans arteries, promotes good circulation, balances cholesterol, and more. HB Extract, paired with healthy lifestyle choices like good nutrition and exercise, can give you a life free of pain, sickness, and fear. Recapture your youthful vitality and experience your body healing itself with the aid of HB Extract. It's extremely effective and it starts working in just days. Visit hbextract.com to learn more and to read scores of testimonials from satisfied customers. And we've never increased our price in over 10 years. That makes Heart and Body Extract as great a value now as it was the first day we sold it. A healthy heart is a happy heart. Call 866-295-5305 or go to hbextract.com.
We all have our own idea about what being safe and secure means. The door's locked, bills are paid, you've got a job that keeps the lights on, and a home to call your own. But what happens when Mother Nature throws a curveball?
I'm telling you, just take cover.
Are you prepared to live without electricity or passable roads for weeks at a time? Do you even have a plan B? If you do, are you willing to bet your life on it?
Children left with no homes.
And no one's coming to help them.
The first step towards self-reliance in the face of disaster is a visit to MyPatriotSupply.com. There you'll find the absolute best prices on storable foods, non-GMO seeds, emergency water filtration devices, and so much more. All orders over $49 qualify for free shipping in the lower 48 states. Call 866-229-0927. That's 866-229-0927 and speak to one of our preparedness advisors today, or visit us at MyPatriotSupply.com. Remember, before it's time to survive, it's time to prepare.
What good is a Big Berkey water filter?
We get that question a lot here at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. And in a word, the answer is protection. Protection from water main breaks, E. coli contamination, environmental chemical spills, pesticide runoff, chlorine taste and smell, and all forms of fluoride. Plus, Big Berkey water filters are the original gravity water filter system and most trusted on the market for a reason. Tested by multiple independent NSF EPA certified labs, they are the gold standard in water purification. At only 1.7 cents a gallon, a single set of filters can last for 5 to 10 years. That means big savings. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get a Big Berkey today at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. GCN listeners receive 5% off all ceramic filter systems. Visit our website or call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
Do you ever feel like you live in an alternate universe? As the stock market hits new highs, the middle class are dying. Manipulated financial markets and economic figures, chaos on our border, China and Russia bypassing the dollar. Life is getting ready to change. You need to prepare to thrive in the new economy. Go to babyboomerbackupplan.com or call 888-507-8789. That's 888-507-8789.
We the people grow cotton, weave fabric, engrave ink, embed strips and fibers to protect from counterfeit and carting to a private bank, having it lent back at interest, forcing taxes to service debt. This capitalism, or was Jefferson correct when stating a central bank issuing the public currency is a greater menace to the liberties of the people than a standing army? Ted Anderson, I'm placing a free silver dollar in a book that explains our monetary system. Call for your copy, 800-686-2237. It's time to understand the system. Call 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
Alex Jones here, back live. We've got very important economic news, Second Amendment news, and more. Scientific news coming up in the next segment. I want to be very clear concerning the stunt we've pulled down on the Texas-Mexico border in the most populous city on the border, El Paso, in between Juarez in Mexico, is being done to draw attention to the fact the border is wide open. And last Friday, Homeland Security issued what they said is the most credible threat since 9/11 of an imminent ISIS terror attack on the Texas border, targeting El Paso on or before 9/11, now 6 days away. Now, that's newsworthy to go cover. And we're there getting people to pay attention by showing that someone even dressed up like an ISIS jihadi with a severed head and a 3-foot sword can walk right across in the United States, while 11 passenger jets have been seized by Al-Qaeda. That's what they're called. IS is Al-Qaeda. Our government got embarrassed funding them and creating them and pushing them, and so they changed the name to IS. They're now attacking Russia as well. And so Joe Biggs and Josh Owens went down there. Josh put this piece together last night. They both did a great job to bring attention to our open border. So that there is an attack, the government gets the blame, Obama gets the blame, whether it's false flag or real or they let it happen. The point is, we're drawing attention to this. Here is the report. See the video at Infowars.com. Please send it out on Facebook, Twitter. Get it to your friends and family. If the mainstream media picks this up, if alternative media picks this up, it could really draw some attention to what's happening and stop a false flag or real attack. Here it is. And again, Texas Sheriff says ISIS cells are operating in Juarez, Mexico, and he's ready for them. He got that in a federal briefing. That's confirmed. You understand? That's Big 2 News. What is that, NBC?
The feds have issued a terror alert and believe an attack by the terrorist group ISIS is imminent on or before September 11th, the 13th anniversary of the worst attack on American soil. InfoWars investigates just miles from the center of El Paso, Texas, where we were able to cross the river from Mexico into America. Thousands of other than Mexicans cross our borders from over 75 different countries. InfoWars has shown you time and time again that our borders are intentionally left unsecured, and now these ISIS psychopaths are ready to strike at targets on American soil. We know our government has created and funded ISIS, so whether or not this is a real threat or a false flag, the globalists are now one step closer to their endgame, stripping us of all our liberties. So we dress up like an ISIS jihadi to be as obvious as possible, to show and to illustrate just how wide open the border really is.
All right, narrating the video, we show the Rio Grande near a city park in El Paso. Juarez, right across the border. Joe Biggs simulates murdering someone, chopping their head off with a 3-foot sword. He lifts the ISIS flag and the severed head, loiters, and then begins walking across the Rio Grande that's only about a foot deep at that point, right into the United States. And all day there are people milling back and forth there on that area of the border. We have video of the border sign right there. The Mexican flag flies right across the water there. It's a landmark right there by the border crossing. Border Patrol only a mile away or less. And no one stops him.
Thank you, Obama, for leaving your southern borders open so ISIS can terrorize America. ISIS thanks you, President Obama. We claim this land for Sharia law.
If ISIS can enter the United States, then anyone can. So why are there checkpoints on the highways? Why are there checkpoints checking babies' diapers with the TSA while illegals are allowed to fly without having ID? Because, my friends, it's all a giant hoax. Whether they're real ISIS attacks or the globalist stage an attack, it'll all be used to take all of our freedoms in this country and grow the military-industrial complex takeover domestically, which isn't good for veterans, citizens, black, white, Christian, old, young, Muslim, Hispanic. It doesn't matter who you are. This global empire is not even an American empire. It's a mega offshore banking empire using our muscle to establish a planetary regime. Up on Infowars.com, we have Sergei Tanakin, quote, "We first fought in the name of religion, then communism, to fight communism, and now in the name of drugs and terrorism. Our excuses for global domination always change." See the graphic, Infowars.com, PrisonPlanet.com. Masses of key intel and news straight ahead. This is an incredible time to be alive, and we're here as your wartime broadcasters.
We're on the march.